we're like waiting a little bit when we go live to get started now. It always throws me off, and I'm like, how long am I supposed to wait? And go back and listen, man. It is Pod 99, the Philly Blitz Pod. I'm Parth here with Quell, Pierre, and special guest, friend of the pod, JP Acosta. We said it
Well,
last
we
night.
have to
we
refer
can
to him as a special guest.
we can honestly
I said friend of the
a
pod
podcast
too.
member.
I said
we
friend of
can
the pod.
He is not a friend.
I really
He's a
I really
member
feel
at
like
this point.
we can
Why y'all
yeah,
putting
we
me
can
on blast, man? I just
we can
got
stop
here.
calling him a friend of the pod. He's a family member.
I'm like the one guy in like every like sitcom TV show that shows up at the bar every single day, but it's not a working member at the bar. He's just there every day.
You're like the crazy uncle with a katana. So like
Exactly. I got like 4 of them.
I know. That's why I said it, dude. I know, man. As much as they're making me seem like I don't like JP, man, I do, man. I do. He's a Jags fan. He makes it difficult for the Gators. He's a good guy. But like I said,
man,
before,
that conversation got hectic last time. We was talking about JP versus Parth in the trenches.
that was fun, baby. That was fun. I'm ready any day. I'm down for my tackle weight, but I'm down. I still got the dog in me.
Hey,
I just
you know,
wanna
we
say-
can set it up.
Anytime, bro. I'll be down in Florida in May. May have to link up. But before we get started, I'm gonna ask you guys how you're doing. But I mean, it's me. I gotta say, Pod 99, the big Jordan Davis pod, man. Shout out Big JD, hoping for big
No,
things.
JD's number 90.
Damn.
Why am I thinking 99, bro? Who's
You tried to
99?
make Jordan Davis one sack. That was crazy.
Oh, it's because
Jordan
we
99.
already had the Jordan Davis pod, and I made a big deal about it then too. You know, this is not my greatest podcast start. So, like, how are you guys doing, man?
Jerome Brown, number 99.
Jerome
There you
Brown.
go.
That's
That's-
the greatest start we can have. It's going to be an
that's
elite
pretty damn
podcast
embarrassing,
because
man.
of that.
I should probably just leave. Have fun. Talk to you guys later. How are you guys doing?
Oh.
Sorry.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. We're a week out from the draft, man. We got JP back on. Things are going, man. Things are going.
A week out from the draft, I know you guys just seen my face, and if you didn't, I know you heard the sigh. It was a sigh of relief. We're almost
I'm so
there.
tired.
I'm so tired.
Tired.
Oh my
So many
goodness.
late nights scouting players from Lindenwood, or we got a center, Thomas Perry, I think from Middleburg College, and trying
Wait,
to
where is
scour the
that?
earth.
Mi-
You tell me.
Middlebury, like the one in Connecticut.
Yes. And we have a center from there. I'm trying to scour the
That's
earth.
D3, right?
Yep, trying to scour
Yeah.
the earth for his
That
tape.
was Vermont.
Wait, brother, wait. Why are you scouting a D3
What
center?
do you mean?
Hey, you ever heard the name Ben Bartz,
That's an
buddy?
insult.
Jesus.
dude
You ever heard the
freaking
name Nick
ruled.
Sirianni? D3 great. Show some respect for D3. My God.
The dude
Pierre.
freaking ruled at the Shrine Bowl.
Uh,
So I gotta watch.
No,
the
that's
Shrine
like
Bowl.
that's like Ben Bartz from a couple years ago, right? I mean he's turned out to
Great
be
pull,
not
Barth.
bad, right? Or does he suck?
He's getting there, but I think Graham Barton's a guy like that. Cody Mock,
Cole Strange.
who's the Cole Strange is another guy that was small school Senior Bowl first rounder.
Pierre Garcon.
Yeah, this
Hey,
year.
bro, that was probably the first player that Bill Belichick watched. And he was like, I'm going to take him in the first round. I like it. I like it.
Like that's the first one. He was like, "All right, I'm good. I don't need to see anything else." And everybody was like, "Huh?" They thought the dog made the pick, but we're winding down, man. We got a week left. I think it's going to be a really chaotic first round of the draft. I think there's going to be some crazy stuff that happens, but I'm excited to see it all unfold.
You going anywhere for the draft?
No, I'm gonna be sitting at home. I'm gonna be if you follow at SB Nation, I will be doing live grades for the first 2 days of the draft. I think there's like 90 plus picks
You're gonna be
on
busy.
the first 2 days through the first 2 days where I'm just gonna be live grading. I'll be hopping in and out of live streams, as you guys know, but it's gonna be busy, but it's gonna be a fun busy.
Very cool. All right. So before we get started, Quell and JP, two in-house scouts here. How late were you guys up last night watching film?
You remember that conversation we had the last time?
That's why I'm asking. I want the people to know what goes into this, man, because like you can be casually into football, like Pierre and I were listening to podcasts, doing everything. And then there's these guys, and it's just like, bro, like, how, why, what?
So initially, I was scouting NC State's Anthony Belton through the night, but I was watching the Cal game, and their linebacker Teddy Buchanan started showing up on film, and I was like, oh, that guy looks good. So instead of going to sleep around like 11 or around midnight, I went to sleep around like 2 or 3 watching Cal tape of Teddy Buchanan. So tonight we got a few more players left. I'm rounding out my top 100 big board that'll be released at SB Nation coming up soon. So just make sure to be on the lookout for that. But I'm ready to get done. I'm ready for it to be over with.
Hey, brother, you cannot say that sentence any better. I finally got the top 100 done. I sent it to the guys the other day so they can have a chance to check it out. At this point, I'm just crossing T's and dotting I's on the final end of the scouting reports, and so I can put them into the top 100, at least for the top few guys. And just to give you guys some perspective, I work a job where my hours vary. Sometimes I got a lot of time with my hands, and sometimes I get off pretty late. And I got off pretty late last night. The worst part about getting off pretty late last night is we had some training that I had to do, which means I had to be back there at 9:30 this morning. So between getting off as late as I did and having to get up at 9:30, I found myself in this chair and I'm sitting there waking up at about 5:15, like, oh, I gotta go get in bed. So
he has a newborn too. Like, he has a baby at home and he's doing all this. Man.
That is insane levels of grind. I bow down. Like, that is much respect. That's crazy.
Love of the game.
Hey, speaking of love of the game, much respect. Ryan Ramczyk retired. Even more significant, Kadarius Toney is stepping away from football to focus on being a rapper.
No, they said his name is Young Joker.
No.
Yeah,
Young Joke. Somebody was in the comments. Dude, he used to be Young Drop. I was like, that's crazy.
Oh my god, bro! He's such a complicated relationship with him after the whole Chiefs Super Bowl and the fallout from there. But dude, at Florida that year with Trask and Pitts, he was him.
Somebody spent a first round pick on this.
I didn't think he was.
Urban Meyer tried.
Hey, wait, I'm not gonna lie, bro. We're not gonna act like this man didn't cook at the Senior Bowl.
He was cooking, bro. Like KT, if he had his head on straight and he would just like focus on ball instead of being Joker.
Yeah, that part right there.
I think every athlete thinks they can rap, and every rapper thinks they can be an athlete. And I need to tell them to stay in your lane, get back in the booth, get back on the field. We do not need to see you play sports. We don't need to hear you rap.
Speaking of rappers in football, sorry, Quell, you go ahead. Then I'll say it.
My man JP was watching High School Musical when they dropped "Get Your Head in the Game." He was like,
"Get back in the booth!
They spitting right here. What are y'all doing?"
It's literally the song "Stick to the Stuff You Know." He was like, "Yeah, this is the one.
That's one of the best songs in High School Musical too."
Oh, dude, I had the CD back in the day. The CD I used to put on "Get Your Head in the Game" and go outside, shoot hoops. Like I'm gonna be Troy Bolton. It was gonna happen. Hoop dreams didn't work.
We had the High School Musical 2 karaoke. We were crushing that shit. Me and my 3 other siblings, we just spent like hours just singing every song from High School Musical 2. I think my parents probably can remember every single one because we just wore the hell out of it for the entire summer.
The amount of they got to know all the words, these songs that we just played on repeat when we were kids. I can't even imagine, because now little kids will come over and they'll play their music. I'm like, yo, turn this off, bro. You're giving me a head.
Dude, it's insane. Because
shout out parents, man.
Yeah, y'all are the most saintly people among us. I get it. My littlest sister is 6 years old. She loves Moana and Moana 2 so much to the point that she wants to sing every song. Where you get in the car, it's like, you play the Moana soundtrack. I know every song every lyric of Moana because she wants to sing it. It's not only she wants to listen to it and sing it. You have to interact too. We're putting on a show. You are now Maui.
You better be invested, dude. Like,
yeah, you are now Maui. You have to sing this song by yourself, and it's like, come on.
The songs in Moana though, they're sing worthy. Like they're amazing songs.
Look at him. He like, man, I seen that. That was cool.
Valid.
Amazing songs.
It's valid.
That's great.
The Moana soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks that Disney has made.
So, I mean, we're speaking about the intersection of music and sports, significant things. What the hell happened in Philly, man? Why is Uzi so mad at Jalen Hurts?
Hey, he called him
Big Lil Bro. He called him Lil Big Bro. Which one was it? I was like, this is too much, man. Diamond competition in Philly. Bring them both up. I'll bring the little tester. We'll see who has real diamonds.
Hey man, Uzi is like 4'11". I need him to relax.
My man went from it do not matter to your shoes weak, your chain weak, your haircut weak,
his foot stands. He doesn't even like to smile. That's basically Jalen, though. That's basically Jalen. The way he doesn't even like to smile. Smile.
Crazy.
That's a great callback.
What are we
also,
doing here?
since we're talking about Jalen, we got to give him his props. He was recognized as a Time 100 most influential.
Of course, it was him.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
You had to be
Look
this
at the hoodie.
guy.
Look at the hoodie. Look at the hoodie. You see it? Read
It
the
had to
one.
be
Come on,
this
man.
guy.
So y'all see the vision? Listen, all I'm gonna say, Justin Herbert's not on that list.
That's right.
My man Pierre said that was an aura
Mr. What If?
accomplishment.
Yeah.
The aura accomplishment. It's like the PlayStation. Achievement unlocked.
I'm telling you.
Aura farming achievement.
He successfully made his appearance to look like a Forex employee onto Time 100.
Oh my god, dude.
He looks like he sells cryptocurrency, and that shit works.
Oh my god, dude. We are 12 minutes into the pod and we barely talked about football, dude. Like this
That goes to show you what kind of episode this is gonna be.
The people keep joining too, man. We talked about Moana, we talked about High School Musical, and we've talked about Uzi and Jalen. Should we get to some football, or do we have any other like off-topic things? Just off the dome, you know. JP, I'm sure you got one, man.
I don't think I have any right now.
All right. We'll keep room for it as always.
Oh, I got one.
Oh yeah, please.
WrestleMania is this Sunday, and we found out some very interesting Saturday and Sunday. And today we found out some very interesting news about Roman Reigns.
This is gonna be the most. This is gonna be the most MAGA ass WrestleMania of all time. I'm so sick of these motherfuckers, man. All you had to do was shut the fuck up and just go wrestle.
I'm sitting here like I acknowledge my tribal chief, and now here I am looking like
I'm taking my one down.
Put the one down.
You can never go to a wrestler for any opinions outside of wrestling, because wrestling
wasn't that assumed, dude? They all have brain damage. It's worse. It's worse than the NFL, dude. It's CTE central. Wrestlers are born with CTE, dog. You're putting on these outfits.
Hey, bro. Scott Steiner is a spitting image of CTE.
Bro, Vince McMahon said, you know what? Everyone wants to talk about CTE and this and that. I think Chris just went crazy. He just went nuts. Like, bro, you're not gonna tell me that man went nuts and you had him doing diving headbutts.
Bro, Stone Cold said he never got a concussion. He don't have CTE. That's a liar. I love Stone Cold, but you're a liar.
I don't even follow wrestling, and I've seen multiple times that man has gotten a concussion, bro.
Didn't he say, I don't believe in the CTE stuff?
Yes.
It's a mindset. Hey, CTE is a mindset, baby. It's a mindset. Yeah, strap your helmet on tighter and get back in the game, baby. Some smelling salts.
He's got his bell wrong.
It's just a bell ring. It's
You see the
nothing.
light flash a little bit. It's all good.
Speaking of bell rings, I don't know how many concussions I got because the helmet I used almost my entire life is now outlawed by the NFL. So, I'm feeling ancient.
Hey man, you hear about all the old helmets being outlawed? It's like, damn.
What was I doing? And at the time, they were like, "Oh, this helmet it distributes like all the Revo Speed, man. That was literally revolutionary, bro." And then when the Speed Flex came, thank God the Speed Flex is still good. I had that one last 2 years in college, so hopefully it's not too much brain damage. I mean, I know I got some. You don't end up like this without any, but like let's minimize it. Like fun CTE, right? Like Antonio Brown CTE, not Aaron Hernandez CTE.
That's probably like the worst level. When they get a chance to get their hands on him, buddy.
If Antonio Brown is the one CTE, you do not want CTE. That is not for anybody out there listening that plays sports, that plays football, any contact sport. If Antonio Brown is the fun CTE, don't do it.
You need to play the game like Tyler Lockett. We all seen the video. Catch the ball and fall.
Get out of bounds. If you don't want to do that, go play a different sport.
I wish Devontae would do that sometimes, bro. I'm like, Devontae, slide, brother. Like you're like $150, dude. Like you're a tough dude, but just
bro. Some of the hits he takes,
and he always
gets right back up,
bro.
He right back up.
It's like a cartoon character.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
We done got the people wound up, man. Let's get the people what they've been.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So we got a special pod today. We're gonna start off with just walking through Eagles and Jaguars because we got JP here. What we kind of expect our teams to do, and then as promised, this is why we're late. We have built out a bracket for Namealytics with the top 32 names that we've selected, and we're gonna go through and find the number one name
champion
in this draft, the name champion, Namealytics, name power rankings, whatever you want to call it. So
before we start, I just want to give a chance to say shout out to Latham Ransom. They didn't let me cap hard enough for you, but I'm a cap hard for you, brother. I'm a pound the table.
He can be in the NIT, bro.
Yeah, him and Ethan Kalikmanis, I think, who still might be in college, but they can be in the all name team.
But it's purely all vibes. It's purely just names. No on the field. No testing.
Dude, I went down to the 300th ranked player on ESPN, and I was looking through names, man. Like this was, it's literally just about name aura. So let's do the real football first, and then we can get to the fun stuff. Who should we start with? JP, you wanna give us a little rundown on the Jags?
Yeah, I think at this point with the 5th overall pick, I can't really say like anybody that they pick would surprise me. I think I'd see the vision for most of them. I think I'd be fine with every position outside of like quarterback or like special teamer being picked with the 5th overall pick. It's been a lot of Mason Graham, Ashton Jeanty, or Jalen Walker with that pick. I think if I had to choose, if I ranked them, it'd be Graham, Jeanty, Walker. But it's really close because I love all the players. I think Mason Graham is the best fit for need and talent. I think people are overthinking him a little bit because of the short arms. But if you watch him play, like that's always like he has short arms, but when you watch him play, it's about how he uses those short arms and how he wins with leverage, which is going to really help the Jaguars defense. Ashton Jeanty, I mean, what else can you say about the guy, like other than just he's incredible? Like watching him play, like, I mean, that'd just be fun as hell, putting him in Liam Cohen's offense. And then Jalen Walker, it's just fun. I don't know where he would play on the defense, and I think it would require a little bit more creativity. But if you just want to draft good players early, just go draft good players. Go draft the good player. So I'm excited to see what they do. I don't know what's going to happen. I've been going back and forth on these mock drafts and simulations, trying to figure out where every team's going to go. And I come up with a different result almost every time. So I'm excited to see what the Jags do.
So let me ask you this. So you mentioned Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah.
And I know he's an offensive skill position player, but would you be open to Ted McMillan?
At 5, no. Not at 5. I think trading back and getting McMillan, I think will make a little more sense. You can get some more picks. And I also think that I think they kind of like what they have outside of Gabe Davis, which if you listened to Liam Cohen's press conference when he talked about the receiving core, he said everybody but Gabe Davis.
That had to be intentional.
It had to be. He went down the list. He went from BTJ, Brian Thomas Jr., to De'Ami Brown. He talked about Brenton Strange. He talked about Johnny Munt, who is probably going to be tight end 3. He talked about all those guys before talking about Gabe Davis. And even when he said Gabe Davis, it was like, and we also have Gabe Davis. So it's I don't think that he's going to play very much. So if it is McMillan, I think trading back with a team that really, really wants to come up for a quarterback. I mean, if New Orleans gets greedy and wants to make a jump for Shedeur at 5,
I'm not buying that. I'm not buying the Shedeur to New Orleans stuff, man.
I am, but I also think it depends, because I still think the Giants should draft Shedeur. I know they signed Russ and signed Jameis. That's not doing anything.
Those are the best helps for a quarterback room, man. Get him in the room with all those guys. I mean, maybe not the interceptions, but
you got the chaotic good and chaotic evil. You got Jameis Winston and you got Russell Wilson in the same.
Bro, you got Tommy Cutlets too.
He's there too, but I think Shedeur
and you got chaotic.
Yeah, and you just have chaos. So I think adding Shedeur to that room would give them both a long-term potential at quarterback spot. And I think that he's a good quarterback. He's a really good passer, really efficient. I think he's really accurate, throws with touch. And I think that makes a lot of sense for what the Giants need at quarterback. I think I buy the New Orleans stuff because I think a lot of the smoke from around Derek Carr makes a lot of sense. I think Nick Underhill today said that don't be surprised if they don't pick a quarterback at 9 and then go and pick one at 40, which I think would be valid, especially for where the draft is really set up. But I think if we see Shedeur start to slide towards maybe the 15 to 18 range, don't be surprised if Pittsburgh makes that jump. I think Pittsburgh would do like a mini little trade up to try and go get Shedeur before the Browns or the Giants can jump back into the first round and take him. I think Mike Tomlin loves Shedeur Sanders. I think he loves the competitive toughness. So I'm curious to see what happens, but I also just think, like, if you want the quarterback and the quarterback is good like Shedeur is for the Giants, just take him. I'd really, this quarterback class is very weird where, like, there's two guys I think can be legit starters in this league, and there's one that probably might take a few years. Everybody else is just, I don't know. Like, I'll pass on this year. But Shedeur, the slide for Shedeur is a little interesting. I like playing out the different scenarios, but I wonder how his slide affects what's going to happen with the rest of the draft.
Yeah, I mentioned this before we got on, but I still do think there's a world where the Giants take Travis Hunter at 3 or 2, and then trade back into the first round for Shedeur. Who's sliding?
I think if it's the Browns at 2 who draft Travis Hunter, I think they're going to come back up into the first round, but I don't think it's going to be for Shedeur. Because I think Shedeur is going to be gone.
Well, even if he was there, I mean, maybe if it was a settled conversation, maybe. And hell, I even had the Browns selecting Shedeur in my last mock draft that I dropped. But I think to kind of tie all this together, I think it's interesting that you said you see Pittsburgh if Shedeur drops, kind of being a team to take the swing, for lack of a better term. Especially because, I mean, when you try to play around in this field, you kind of have to play two sides. You got to do your own eye watching, and then you got to try to keep your ear to the streets to see exactly how the public and how the league feels about some of these guys. And one thing that I heard often was the Browns don't think that Shedeur Sanders could play, quote unquote, as we like to phrase it, Black Air Force One football or AFC North football, as they would say. They don't think his arm, he ain't got the super powerful arm that would be thrown into these winds late into the year, blah, blah, blah. And I heard a lot of that. So to hear you say that you think Pittsburgh, and specifically how you think Mike Tomlin would like him, will be a team to take the swing there, it's like, well, that'll be a huge, well, whatever you think, we're going to take this guy. And if he kick your ass for the next 10 years, you can have nobody to blame but yourself kind of conversation.
Exactly.
Is Arthur Smith still Pittsburgh's OC?
Yes, but I think he was fine last season.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say he was like doing wonders for that offense, but you could at least see the reason behind most of the stuff they had. It was just the quarterback stunk, and you had to play Broderick Jones.
It's been
Now
like
they
that with him for
reminds me
years, though.
This reminds me of 2019, of like it was near the end of Big Ben, and the quarterback that I thought Pittsburgh was going to take for sure was Jalen Hurts. I mean, the toughness, the way that he hit it off with Mike Tomlin. I mean, I personally thought it was a done deal. I thought it was going to be great. I thought it was going to be transition from Big Ben to Jalen. I just don't know, dude. The way the Steelers just like play ball, and we've had this conversation on the pod before, the Mike Tomlin conversation, are they going to just draft to go 8-8, or are they going to, try to do something more? And that's where I have my question. They're just so conservative all the time.
I think they want a quarterback that can get from 1 to 2 to 3. They want a quarterback who can go through progressions and like make the big boy throws in the tough areas of the field, the middle of the field. Because if you look at heat maps and you watch the Steelers play, there were no passes over the middle of the field. One, because Russ is short. Two, because Justin Fields doesn't like throwing middle of the field stuff. That's where Shedeur Sanders is at his best, throwing those dig routes, the high lows. And I think that meshes well with Arthur Smith's offense, because all he wants to do is run those over routes. He wants to run those dig routes, and then you just hammer teams over the middle of the field. And I think the arm strength thing with the NFC North, I understand, but I also think Shedeur Sanders played in Colorado for 2 years. Like it's not like he's never played in cold weather before. And I think like Joe Burrow doesn't have a strong arm. He doesn't have the strongest arm. It's more just it's an NFL arm. It's not anywhere near his peers at the top of the league, but he wins with
anticipation. I mean, you don't have to have this conversation with us. We dealt with this we're still dealing with it to this day, right? It's not about the arm strength. It's about how you use it. I think Shedeur's best trait, I think, is his toughness. I don't think you can take that away. I think like he hangs in there in games, and that's on the aura scale. That's what scores him points. I don't know, man. It seems like he's potentially getting taken high just because like this draft class is just kind of like you said, JP. It's Cam Ward, Shedeur, and then I'm assuming that third quarterback you're talking about is Jackson Dart.
No, absolutely not.
Who is it? Is it yours?
It's Jalen Milroe.
What the hell was that about?
Milroe. I don't know, man. That's
yours.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, who's gonna sit on the bench for like a couple of years and then be good?
I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean. Because again, I didn't think Brock Purdy would do shit in the league, and he's gonna make like $60 million.
Brother, that is all a product of Kyle Shanahan.
Again,
I'm
not saying that it's not.
But that falls into the point, right? It's like,
but I get it.
I'm saying like, I don't think there's a quarterback who can't succeed in the NFL. If Brock Purdy's going to make $60 million, anything is possible.
I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean. I don't think there's a quarterback prospect alive that can't succeed if Brock Purdy is making $60 million.
If he's able to make that much money and be efficient in an NFL offense after what Brock Purdy looked like on college tape was one of the worst quarterbacks during that draft process, as was reflected when he was picked.
Hey man, watch his freshman year.
Yeah. I mean, that was when he was like 18. But like, it could happen for other people. I think Jalen Milroe is the one that I would bet on becoming a great starting caliber NFL quarterback, because he does some of the NFL-y stuff in terms of processing, but all the mechanics are messed up. And he's also like, he's young. He can run a 4.4 at 6'2", 220. Like, I'm willing to bet on those athletic tools if a coach and a football team with enough time. Like, I don't think a team that's needy for a quarterback should pick Jalen Milroe.
So where's your ideal spot for Jalen Milroe?
Detroit.
I mean, honestly, I think Cleveland can ride out the storm of Joe Flacco for a year. If you want to go trade for Kirk Cousins, you can. Let them try and get you to at least mediocrity for a year, maybe a year and a half. Let him sit and learn, and you might have something. Plus, Jalen Milroe played in Tommy Rees's offense at Alabama. I think Milroe's the only guy outside of the top two I'd be willing to bet on or draft on like early day 2. Jackson Dart, I think Jackson Dart is a weird quarterback because he runs the gimmicky bullshit offense. And if you're late on your reads in the gimmicky bullshit offense, how are you going to speed up your process in a big boy offense? You can't training wheels your way to being really good in the NFL. I think Bo Nix was like the guy, well, he ran a bunch of RPOs and they did all the quick game stuff. That's what they did in Denver and let him grow with it. I don't know what Jackson Dart's going to be able to do. I think some of his tools are a little overstated. I think he has just an average arm. I think he's a good enough athlete to run the ball, but I wouldn't put my money on him being the third quarterback. I don't think Quinn Ewers has got it anymore. And it sucks. It sucks because you saw the freshman year, the first year he was a starter at Texas.
You sound like Quell about Brock Purdy right now.
Like, if you saw that Alabama game, like the first half of the Alabama game before he got hurt, it was like, oh, this is going to be the next guy. But he's been hurt so much. He has a thin frame. The arm strength is shot. I don't think he has the arm that he did coming out of high school. He gets real skittish in the pocket, so you can't really trust him to hang in there tough or be able to make reads when there's pressure. And it's just really tough. It's unfortunate because he dealt with so many injuries, but I could see him sliding way down the board. Like, I think like day 3 is probably where I'd be comfortable drafting him. And that's after guys like Will Howard, who rode a heater to possibly being drafted on day 2. That's after Dart, Milroe. I think Tyler Shuck. I draft Shuck over Quinn Ewers.
Isn't he like 28?
Yes, but he actually does like real NFL offense stuff. And if I just want a high caliber backup or a starter who can win you a couple games in a spot, I'll take my chance on Tyler Shuck in like the 3rd or 4th round. I'm not doing the first round Tyler Shuck thing like we've been like deep faked into. You know, when you get around this time of the NFL draft, you got to watch for the play action. And the Tyler Shuck stuff feels like NFL draft play action. They're trying to get you to believe in this. Don't fall for the rat poison, as Nick Saban would say. But I think I draft Shuck before Ewers. But it's just a lot of this quarterback class is, well, I could see it in a couple years, but our NFL team's going to have that much time? Is the coaching staff going to have that much time?
So you heard it here, folks. Quinn Ewers is going to be the best quarterback out of this class. He's going to be the next Brock Purdy. No, but I totally agree with your sentiment, JP. And I mean, frankly, that's how I feel about Shedeur. Like, I think he can be really good. I don't expect him to be like people saying like, oh, the Browns should just take him if they're trying to like win right away. I kind of get it. I get that he has some translatable skills like that, but I don't know, man. Just putting all your eggs into a quarterback basket, especially this draft, just in general. I'm damn thankful that I got Jalen Hurts. Breida won. So we got a little off track. Let's run through the Eagles real quick, and then we can get to Namealytics. But Jags overall, I think you guys are in like a unique position where like it's just, you guys have talent. It's not like it's like a talent-starved roster, but you're picking 5. It reminds me of the Eagles, honestly. A couple of years ago when we were picking high up, there was talent on the roster. I think that was a post Doug. That was right after Doug left too, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Doug just left us in the shitter, and then hey, you can figure it out, and you never know. The Jags just have so much talent. You have the ability to take the best player available at 5. That's just a unique opportunity, and I think I'd be excited if I was a Jags fan. So
yeah, I trust their process.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, Quell, Pierre, which one of you guys wants to start?
I'll start. I think for the Eagles, like we've said, throughout this process, it's going to be a trench pick right now. Depending on how the board falls, I will say, if Malachi Starks gets within maybe 8 to 10 picks, I can see them trading up for him. I don't know if it's likely. I can see it. But like realistically for me, this is the way I'll frame it. Like, to me, the dream is Walter Nolan. Realistically, I'm thinking it's going to be Nick Scordon. That's my read on it. I think it's going to be a defensive line pick for sure, though.
You're trying to manifest Malachi Starks like you did Quinyon.
Tell you, man, just believe. Just believe.
I wouldn't be shocked if Nolan slips, which I think he will, around like 21 or so, 22. I think the Eagles could jump ahead of a team like the Vikings or something, or jump where the Vikings are to go and get Walter Nolan. Because if you're looking for a Milton Williams replacement, it's kind of like a 1-to-1.
Yeah, see, that's the interesting thing to me. I mean, we've talked about this on previous podcasts where Howie has kind of tried to do a settling job to put the team in position where you lose players you aren't necessarily reaching, for lack of a better term, or desperate to go get what you would call a replacement for these guys. I mean, we've talked for weeks up to this point about what Morrow or Jomo could mean to this team, and could he potentially be the next Milton Williams? Now, in the same breath of saying that, we heard what Howie said in his addiction to drafting offensive and defensive linemen. Could there be a quote unquote future Moro Jomo in the books? That, I mean, we look at it as a rotating door. We get you paid, go get paid, you play great, and then we put in the next guy at the position. So, but just in the same breath of that, I think Philadelphia is in a very interesting spot. It's much different than what they were in the first time they won this Super Bowl. They could trade back. I mean, I speak often about, me and Pierre actually had this conversation on the pod last week where I think they're going to be a big candidate to trade up at the start of day 2 and round 2 to catch the run of edge rushers and things of that nature there. He thinks there's a chance that they could trade back, try to accumulate more draft picks, and catch the rush there. The trade is always in the books for Philadelphia, but I truly think that it could really be a Quignon situation, just like last year, where there is such a strange spot, and picking at such a strange spot where most people look at it like, well, all the great players are gone, and you basically getting a second round pick here. But it always goes down to how the board falls. Like you said, JP, if and when Shador gets drafted, that's the conversation. How many edge rushers and offensive linemen go early? That's the conversation. And we sitting here and we looking at guys like you named, Pierre, Walter Nolan, Nick Scorton, possibly even Malachi Starks on the board right there without them having to move a beat because everything kind of fell in place for them. So I think it's a high chance that they could just sit there at 32 and basically play the game like poker. I'll see how the game comes to me. I'll make a move from there, type kind of thing. I'm hell, we're a week out from the draft, 7 days, and I'm still not willing to commit to a move for this team. So that kind of shows you where this NFL draft is at this year. And this same sentiment I could say about a lot of teams. This is the 1 year I've actually been so snubbed, like where it's like I have no idea what anybody's gonna do.
Again, another shameless plug. I have a mock draft coming out tomorrow where I was just like, I don't know what to do here. I spent like 3 days going over different possibilities of like, oh, this looks cool, but then you hear something else and it's like, oh, I don't really know how this would end up. From the Eagles' perspective, how likely is it that you guys think they would sit at 32 and possibly take an offensive lineman with what Howie has said about building through the trenches?
If they sit, I think
That's
it's
me.
100% either they're taking a lineman or a lineman. I'll just say that. Like either side, I think just with the holes that the Eagles kind of have, it's not necessarily holes. Defensively, there's holes. Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, all those guys. But offensively, you traded for Zion Green. That's his name, right?
Kenyon
Green.
Kenyon Green. Jeez, dude, it's been a long week. Anyways, Kenyon Green. Like you have that, so you have a potential possibility at guard. But
still got Tyler Steen.
You got Tyler Steen. But to me, the biggest thing you want to think about is Lane Johnson.
Yes.
You know, if there's a tackle there, I'm taking one just because Lane, his health, you never know. And he said he wants to play for 2-3 more years, but like you just never know how much your body's going to take. You never know when.
It seems like a lot of the work they've done pre-draft in the tackles have been in that 3rd to 4th round range. Like with what's the dude Charles? I think it's Charles Grant.
Charles Grant.
Yeah. What's the other guy from Iowa State?
Jalen Travis.
Jalen Travis, yeah, like a lot of those kind of tier 3 kind of guys.
To me, it comes down to the same conversation that Quell was having. It depends on how the board falls, right? You can have all those, visits and stuff. And I know those Anthony's here in the chat.
I was
He's
just
talking
exactly
about
about to mention Anthony. Actually. Sorry to cut you off, Parth, but I was about to say that's the strange thing about the Eagles, where they've had years where they draft guys that they've given top 30 visits to, and then Anthony, a great friend of the pod, clearly has posted the other day where they also had years where they spent picks on guys where it was like, well, where did he come from? They didn't
Right.
visit with him, but things of that nature. So
Yeah.
it can variate. Who knows? Honestly, go ahead though, Parth.
Yeah, I was going to say it depends on how the board falls. So a little bit to what Quell was saying. I forget. Oh, it was the athletic football show, and they were talking about. Pierre sent me like the on the clock pod, so I've been listening to those, and they were talking about NFL roster textures, which I just thought that was a fascinating concept. I was like, what does that mean? So I went and looked into it a little bit more. I looked at the Eagles roster texture. Because I mean, we all know, after the last couple of years and after 2017 especially, we knew that there needed to be youth. This just could not be more different than after that 2017 Super Bowl. 49.1% of our team is on a rookie deal. It's incredible, and that's why
that's the big thing to me for them. Like in the position they're in, they have a ton of optionality. Like they can go in a ton of different avenues.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's go ahead, JP.
I was gonna say for my mock, not to spoil a lot of it, but I gave the Eagles Donovan Jackson largely because the board kind of fell weird where there was no defensive tackle or edge I was really comfortable taking early. Yeah. And Jackson was just like, if you don't really like Kenyon Green or if you don't like Tyler Steen at guard, Jackson can play guard. But if you want to actually let him play tackle like he did towards the end of the season for Ohio State, you have your Lane Johnson eventual successor. So they're in a really good spot. And with the way that they address building through the trenches, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a lineman pick because you really can't go wrong in one of the strongest defensive tackle classes in recent memory and an offensive lineman class that I don't think it's weak, but I think there's a lot of what if. There's a lot of moving parts to it.
Donovan Jackson's the one who, he switched from guard to tackle and played well against Abdul Carter, right?
Yes, he played guard.
Agreed. Abdul Carter is the best player in the draft, right? So I'm just saying on a scale, right? He
played guard until the Oregon game where Josh Simmons tore his patella, and then moved out the tackle and had some of the best tackle tape through the playoff run, where he was going against James Pierce and shut him down.
That screams Eagles pick, dude. You have if he's there, you have the guard and tackle flexibility. You have
so let me ask you this before we move to the bracket. And this just popped into my head. Y'all know I'm a big TJ Sanders guy. How far is the drop off from Walter Nolan to TJ Sanders?
I have TJ Sanders as more of a middle of day 2 pick. I think he falls in that same tier with guys like Omar Norman Lott, guys like Shamar Turner from Texas A&M, where they're more scheme specific. They are more, you want those guys to get vertical in pass rush and run defense because they're not really run defenders. But for teams that are looking for that specific purpose, like a designated pass rusher, where, again, using the Eagles as an example, you want to rotate in Milton Williams on passing downs, and you want to take Jordan Davis off the field, you're looking for a designated pass rusher. That would be more what you're drafting TJ Sanders for. And I think if you want that, you can get Sanders specifically on the middle to late day 2. If there's any defensive tackle outside of the Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, Derek Harmon, Walter Nolan quadrant that gets picked early on day 1, I would say it's Tyleik Williams from Ohio State. But I don't think he's a good Eagles fit because he doesn't offer much pass rusher.
He's redundant with Jordan.
You're building on what's already a strength. And then you get to Darius Alexander, who I think is great, but is also one of the oldest prospects in the draft.
He's kind of small too.
I don't know about small. He's 6'4", 305. I don't think he's
It's
massive.
probably I think when you say small, I think he's more referring to like length, like arm frame, things of that nature.
Yeah, like the lengthwise, I don't think he's the longest prospect in this class.
Did he? I was getting too much length, man. I was trying to keep my mouth shut, but
Fair, self-inflicted error there. But he wins across the front, so I think that makes a lot of sense. But again, he's gonna be 25, 26 through the first part of his rookie contract. So if they still value youth with these picks, I don't know if he'd be the pick there for the Eagles.
And I think he clearly is valuing youth. Like if you listen to him in Nick's press conference earlier this week, like that was a huge emphasis. Like we know we got guys that we got to pay. Like we want to, bring in younger, talented guys too. So,
all right. Well, should we find the most talented name
That's
in this draft?
let's
Shall
do
we?
it.
All right. Oh, it's just Pierre. It's perfect.
Wait a
He took himself off so fast. He's like, wait just a minute. All right, people. Let's do this. So we got a 32 name draft here, and we're gonna go through and select winners. So Tatori McMillan, Terrence Ferguson.
Ted McMillan.
Do we want to explain why Terrence Ferguson is here?
Yes. Go look
Everybody that's watching, Google a picture of Terrence Ferguson right now.
Google Terrence Ferguson, Oregon. And
imagine what he looks like in your head before that.
He's a white man.
Like a white. That is a white man.
I'm crying.
Y'all are crazy.
It is once again a reminder that like names that you think are specific to Black people aren't. It is one of those again where I tell people all the time, go look up what Alex Mack's real name is. He went by Alex Mack his entire career. Real name is Javon. Like, how do you get to that? How do you get to that?
It's just crazy, bro.
How do you get to Terrence? You looked at this baby and named him Terrence.
Yes, and Terrence has real good parents.
All right, guys, who's the winner here, man?
I feel like Tetaro's got to win. Like,
Yeah,
really cool.
Because it's like you can do so much with the name T-Mac, like
dude, it's just the order of the name. He sounds like a damn good receiver.
Air
McMillan.
Air McMillan.
All right, Travis Hunter or Kobe Bryant, spelled Cobee.
It don't matter how it's spelled. Did you hear the name?
Like, out of obligation, you kind of got to go with Kobe Bryant.
There's a lot of Kobe's in this draft.
He plays like a Kobe Bryant too.
Yes.
He plays like his name is Kobe Bryant.
All right, we got Malachi Starks and Omarion Hampton.
That's a good question.
Malachi.
I go Omarion, man.
I go Amari and Hampton.
Quell?
I go with Omari and Hampton. Malachi has the first name one, but when you compare Starks to Hampton, he has Omari and Hampton to Malachi Starks.
It was a good one though. That was probably the toughest one so far.
He got to do a "you got served" touchdown celebration when he gets to the league. Like it's got to happen.
All right. How do you say his last name again? I don't want to mess it up.
Ezaraku.
Donovan Ezaraku or Thor Griffith?
Thor's a fire name.
I'm going Thor, man.
Thor.
Yeah, like sorry, Donovan.
I feel like you couldn't have any other job other than professional football player with a name like Thor.
Imagine grocer at Publix name is Thor. How do you get you cannot do anything else but be a football player or like a part of World's Strongest Man competitions.
Imagine a marketing exec at a Fortune 500 company with the name Thor Griffin.
You filing your taxes and here comes Thor. How did you get here?
Did you file these right, buddy? He better have a deep voice. That's all I'm saying, bro. He better be strong as shit and have a deep voice with a name like Thor. Just how it goes. We said if with a name like Thor, you could only have one profession. With a name like Ulysses, you could be a Civil War general.
Ulysses. that
Ulysses Bentley the
we
fourth.
both was on crazy talk.
What?
But
UB4.
UB4. I think Ulysses wins, man. I mean,
I think Ulysses got to win here.
it's just
Yeah.
it was pretty easy to me. That was one of my top names.
I don't know, man.
That's
For
a
me,
linebacker,
I guess
right?
I already
He's a linebacker,
lost because
right?
it's
That's
3
a running
1.
back.
No, that's a running back.
That's a running back ass
That's
name.
the guy that
too.
replaced Quinshawn Junkins. They
That's a
felt
running back
comfortable
ass
with
name.
him leaving because they had Useless Bentley. But
Ulysses.
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 whatever. It's a couple of guys.
I'm not
gonna
say
lie to
whatever.
you guys.
I said
it's
Ulysses.
a couple of guys in this draft where
UB4,
like, for the
like-
longest, like I had to really get into my scouting bag to finally get Xavier Restrepo's name. Like, I'm gonna call you Xavier Restrepo because for the last 2.5 years and up until the point where I finally decided to plug the tape in, he was Resposado.
I knew it. I knew it. I just said it. I knew it, dude. I know Quell too well. He's like Xavier Reposado.
Yeah, there you go.
That was almost on my list. There's a lot of Xaviers in this draft as well. I noticed that. There's like 3, which is interesting. Makes you think, like, who was a famous Xavier like 20 years ago, 18 years ago? We know who the Kobe was. I don't know. It's like the Walter conversation from the other day. All right. Tate Radledge or Oluwafemi Oladejo?
This is a good one.
This is a good one.
Because like Tate Ratledge is a really good offensive line name.
Like I said before we got on, you couldn't have any other job other than offensive guard with a name like Tate Ratledge. That's
Bro,
like
if you look up Tate Radledge too.
If you look up what Tate Ratledge looks like, he looks like a Tate Ratledge.
He has a mullet and like a nasty mustache. Like for the people who I have not.
Where was he born? I'm gonna Google
Looks
this.
like
Where
Tate.
was,
He looks like a Tate.
I
Radledge.
guarantee you it's somewhere Midwest.
Like Alabama.
No,
bro.
that's Southern dude.
Yeah, it's Alabama for sure.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yep.
Tennessee. Oh,
Yep.
Somewhere
couple
in
states
between.
off, man. I was
That
close.
is a Bible Belt person. That's what I'm saying.
100, bro. He grew up on a farm. Like, yeah. All right. So,
Look,
but
look,
what are we thinking?
look.
Oluwafemi's
I
good
don't know
too.
about you guys, but it's a bunch of different reasons why I'm going with my guy Olu or Femi, as the people that made it popular at this point. But first of all, you said if I don't know about you, but for me, I feel pride saying that name. Oluwafemi Oladejo. My man's
full name.
Hey,
Put some emphasis.
exactly. Oluwafemi Oladejo. You gotta say the full
You gotta
name.
put stank on it.
But even with that, I don't know. Well, I don't want to say I don't know about you guys because I do know about you guys. I don't know about you people listening, but I know you two down there at the bottom. Y'all watch wrestling, and for me, Oluwafemi, it's right there. Olufemi, the guy from NXT, champion. He's a monster. Look,
Did he convince you guys?
That sold me. That
sold you?
That's
All right. That's majority. That's majority. That's how it goes, man. Damn, Tate. I thought Tate was gonna win, dude. I thought he was in the running. All right, we got another Walter Nolan or Shamar James. Shamar James. I got that. Just sounds like a good backer name though. That if I just see
Walter sounds like a legit D tackle name. Like that's the authentic defensive lineman name. Walter.
I didn't want this to be the matchup.
We got a lot of Shamars in this draft class.
We have that's another one there was a lot of Shamars. Shamar James just seems like a number 0 linebacker who could just be cold. But I understand the other point as well.
What?
That sounds like Shamar James. Shamar James sounds like a music exec, like label head name.
Walter sounds like a D-back name. The only Walter I know that played football is Walter Clayton's third, baby.
Walter Thurman.
Yes, thanks for joining the list,
dude. I'm 0 for 3 today, dude. This is like maybe my worst podcast performance ever. This is
horrible. How do you get to Walter? Like that's a really old name.
You look at baby in the face. You know we gonna name you Walter.
I have to go with Walter. JP, I don't know if you heard my reasoning from last episode, but I said with a name like Walter, to continue playing sports, you better be good because you're going to be getting cooked for a name like Walter. You better have the performance on the field to back up being a Walter. You know?
Yeah, I can back that up. I agree there. I agree. I'll go with Walter, but like again, it's like I can understand naming a kid Ulysses, especially if it's a hereditary name. It's the fourth. He's the fourth Ulysses.
Right.
You look at somebody named Walter. you got to be good. You got to be good at something.
I mean, maybe they were a fan of Walter Cronkite. You know, you never know.
Big ASU School of Journalism.
I'm about to say, wasn't he a journalist too?
Oh yeah, he was, brother. Let's go. Hold it down. We bring up news anchors on the show. We know ball. We know ball.
We gonna clean those 4-0 sweep here. For at least for me, I have it's no disrespect to those guys. All love to the tape they offer, but me personally, I have a vendetta against all Shamars. That name has an E in it. I had a son, and his name is Shamar, but my wife's name is Shabin, and I'm Quell, so it's SHAMAR. So any Shamar I see with an E, it's like
the wrong one.
Yeah, you must go down.
It's the wrong one. Like my sister's name is Jocelyn, but spelled with 2 N's at the end. So every time I see one with 1 N, it's like, what are you doing here? You don't even the right one.
That's JOCELYNN.
Damn. How do we end up with this matchup? That is crazy.
Bro, this is not a competition.
It's
Tonka?
This is a tough draw for
it's a tough draw for. Yeah, I'm about to say
Tonka?
Azaria Thomas go hard, bro.
It goes hard.
Tonka?
But it's
Some of
just
y'all-
not
some of
better
y'all
than
really didn't play with Tonka trunks when you were a kid.
This is like the plucky like Division II school that like mows through the
North
the
Dakota
inter
State.
conference tournament and then gets matched up with like Kentucky or like gets matched up with like a power school and just gets blasted. And it's like, dang, we just won't remember anything except for you.
But what side are you on? What side are you on?
It
Tonka?
sounds like Tonka.
It's
Tonka.
Tonka. The
It
man's
has to
name
be
is Tonka.
Tonka. But
Sorry,
I mean,
Cole.
it was gonna be Tonka for me too. But Azaria
Okay.
go hard, man. Like
That just sounds
It
like a
does.
terrible
name.
draw.
A name
Oh
who
my God,
moves
dude.
people.
This one is
Yeah.
tough too.
This is a good
Yeah.
matchup.
This
No,
is
it's
hard.
not.
too.
Bro, up this stout. What did I say before we got on?
That's a
He
Fortune
sounds like-
500 exactly.
He sounds like a
That's
Fortune
what it's called.
500 exec name.
Upton's a
You
tough
know what?
name.
Upton Stout, if he was an
Upton is
offensive
in
lineman,
his
if he was an
position.
offensive lineman, this name would be elite.
But if I have to make an
He's a
argument
corner,
for Upton
right?
Stout here,
Safety. Yeah.
he's a 5'8" safety. He's gonna play
Exactly.
Well, he's
corner.
very stout. He's very
He-
stout.
He's got if you're gonna have that name and also be short, you gotta be good.
That's a
Exactly.
piss poor.
He's
That's a
really
piss poor
good. He's
defensive back name though.
But
Yeah,
bro,
he backs up his name. I do think Power Echoes kind of wins here.
Yeah,
I
I
was
because,
about to
think
say,
so,
it's a
too.
linebacker.
Linebacker
Name
Power.
Name
Power.
Power.
Linebacker
man.
Powers. That's not even a question. If he was an offensive lineman, dude, I think Stout would be a conversation. Imagine he was getting coached by
Oh,
Jeff
yeah, it's
Stoutland.
time to go to. How the hell do we
Stoutland
get
is
matched up with
so
George
stout.
Jackson Dart?
Jackson
I
Dart.
think we know know
It's
who's
dark.
winning here.
It's dark.
It's Dart.
No, it's
Quarterback,
Dart. Are we
Dart.
serious?
It's dark.
Yes.
A quarterback
It's
with the
Dart.
name Dart.
A quarterback with a name Dart would have won against anybody else except Bartholomew, the opposite Paul. Like what? What are we doing?
He wasn't even one of the 12 though. He was the 13th guy. He didn't get added until one of the other people died.
This is
That's
how I know. This
crazy.
is how I know I'm not Christian, because the first Bartholomew I thought of was Bart Simpson.
Like, bro, all right, if that ain't good enough for you, then we're gonna take it back to the Cody Rhodes metric. Man, dog, my man is the son of Tamar, which means farmer. The son of a farmer. That's almost like being the son of a plumber, man. To accomplish
you know
what he's accomplishing at this point. Come on, man.
You know what's cooler than that though?
But the
The
name,
son of a dart.
bro, the
Dart.
name, and then, bro, wait, no, not even just Dart. Look at how Jackson is spelled.
Jackson is spelled,
JAXSON.
Oh
Dude,
my
this
god.
is in the running for one of the best
Jackson?
names in the draft.
Come on,
We're not putting.
Yeah,
we're not putting
I know it is. This is probably
the
the best
reason
name
why he's
in the
gonna get
draft.
drafted
But
early.
I was going to cap for Bartholomew.
This is why he's gonna get drafted early.
Because he has a tough name. They playing Madden. He said they played Madden and seen him was like,
And he's a
The
tall white
Jets
boy.
play Madden.
You gotta
That guy.
just take him, man. A tall white boy with a good name. We're taking him. We're taking him at number 2. Sorry, Browns are taking him. Let's go. He
John
screamed
Elway.
giant to me, dude. During
John
the season,
Elway type beat. Tall
he
white
screamed
boy.
giant to me. Oh my god.
I will
right.
always remember you about all the music.
LeJontay Wester or Jack Sawyer?
Give me LeJontay.
Yeah.
LeJontay go hard. The only
Jack
reason
Sawyer.
Jack Sawyer is here is based off the name, off the strength of his nickname. I ain't gonna hold you. Anybody named Captain Jack, I'm a capful. We here.
Like I
He also looks like
like
he's Tom
Captain
Sawyer's
Jack.
cousin.
As
That's
someone
a
who's a pirate,
linebacker name though, Jack Sawyer. Like
He's an edge player.
as someone who's a Pirates of the Caribbean fan, Captain Jack, great nickname. It's LeJontay. You got to be good at football.
I agree.
You got to be good.
He said you're not getting the job, brother.
hey, what's his name? LeJontay? Oh no, we're not hiring.
This is my biggest fear about doing the name pod is like we just say some cancelable stuff. It's circulated. The kid sees it and he's like, "What do you mean I couldn't get another job?"
It's all jokes, man. It's all jokes.
Oh, this is a tough matchup for
Ooh,
Moose
yeah.
Muhammad.
Goodness.
Moose Muhammad or Jihad Campbell?
I'm going Jihad Campbell. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm not.
That's tough.
It's got
That's
to be.
tough.
Jihad.
I'm taking Jihad Campbell. I'm not gonna explain myself, but linebacker name, it works. All right,
Well, I
Zeke.
sway you a different direction if I told you that he played for Alabama.
I already knew that. Knew that.
Oh.
I know. Hey, listen, we need
I
some
don't know.
some good Bama backers, bro. I was such a Reuben Foster truther. Just unfortunate. All right,
this one-
Zeke Biggers or Kane Medrano?
Zeke Biggers is such a defensive tackle name.
Mhm.
That's such a
His-
good defensive
His
tackle.
name is
Does he
literally
have,
Biggers.
does he have locks?
No, I don't think so.
That would have been
Bro,
perfect.
his name is
Bro, he
bigger
does.
and he is
He
321
does.
pounds.
He does have locks.
That sounds like a D tackle with locks.
Zeke Biggers is another guy
Like-
who, if you look up, he looks like what you would expect. He's the opposite of Terrence Ferguson.
Yeah. Exactly what I
Bro.
expected.
He is 321 pounds.
Zeke Biggers.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I
That
was like,
sounds-
wait, are you disagreeing?
Zeke Biggers sounds like a Boss Man D-Lo lyric.
Dang.
All right, Mello Dotson or Xavier Watts?
Pockets on fat. Call
Xavier
Xavier
Watts.
Biggers.
See? It just flows.
You gotta
This
go
is
Xavier
tough.
Watts.
Dude,
Xavier
Mello's-
Watts
Mello's-
sounds like
Is this spelled like Mellow Yellow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it actually is.
I might have to go Mellow. I might have
I'm
to go
kind
Mellow.
of leaning mellow.
Mello Dotson goes hard, but
It's
Xavier
creative.
Watts,
but
Yeah.
it's a safety name, Xavier Watts.
Xavier
Yeah, but
Swats.
mellow is such a it's a
Got
creative
stars,
way to
got
spell
Watts.
mellow. And it's not even like it's shortened for Carmelo. or
Exactly. It's just straight
it's
up
just
Mellow
mellow.
and Mellow Yellow.
That's
Mellow too.
it's such a cool nick. It's just a cool name. You only have to say his last name and know, oh, that's mellow. Like it's
Yeah,
You
go
just-
Mello.
you
I
just
mean,
go
the
by your
best
first
way, I think the best way he's saying to go about it is Mello don't miss. That's
exactly.
just the best way to say it.
Damn right. All right, Ernest Hausman or Bayshaw Tootin?
Bayshaw Tootin.
I'm gonna go Bayshaw Tootin.
I'm
Ernest
not
Hausman
gonna lie to
sounds
you.
like,
He's the kind of guy you watch Madden and say, "I'm drafting him."
mhm.
Yeah,
He's gonna cause a lot of guys to slip up when his name gets drafted.
if
Ernest-
Hausman, if Hausman was a
Ernest-
receiver, I would have done it. Houseman,
Ernest-
you know,
Ernest Hausman sounds like old
old man
Ernest
name.
old person
Hausman-
name. Yeah.
Ernest is
sounds
another
like-
old man name, like Walter.
Yeah.
It's another
again,
one.
You
Yeah.
you stared at a child. Name him Ernest.
This is, I
This
mean,
is tough. This is a tough draw for Luther.
It is a horrible draw for
because
Luther.
Luther would have won against majority of these names, but
Not
Rocky
Rocket.
Sanders.
Rocket.
Not
But
Rocket.
do we need to?
And even if you use his real name,
That's what I was about to
Raheem,
say.
Raheem.
is awesome.
It's
Raheem is dead. Somebody shot him. I'm sorry, I had to say it.
Luther Burden III is such a tough name for a receiver. But
it is.
if you're a running back named Rocket, that's awesome. And he's also like 240 pounds.
Exactly.
Wait, what?
When he was
Buddy.
at Arkansas, he was at Arkansas at the same time as KJ Jefferson. and they
Oh,
were
he
like,
looks. Oh my goodness.
like
I
they
didn't even
were
need you to finish the
combined.
sentence. As soon as you said KJ Jefferson, I already knew they were both just obese in the
Yeah,
backfield. Let's
Buddy.
KJ was like 250,
Let's go.
Rocket was 240, and that was like the biggest backfield in college.
Tackling them for 60 minutes was like, okay. Good luck.
All right. So we're into the second round officially, guys. We're making good progress. Victoria McMillan or
Tyler
Kobe
might be
Bryant?
right.
We got our first upset. To me, I'm going Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be Kobe.
It's hard. It's gonna be hard to top the name Kobe Bryant, especially
Yeah.
when you play the game with the dog that he basically is the Mamba.
And the thing about being named Kobe Bryant is it your last name had to be Bryant already. You know, so things have to go into play. I agree. Omarion Hampton or Thor Griffith?
Sorry
Griffith.
to Amari and Hampton.
I'm about to say
It's gotta be Thor.
Omari and Hampton just sounds like something that just got blown away by Thor, like
It's
just got
Thor.
sent to the Netherland.
Again, if your name is Thor, you're only good at football.
I agree. Pierre, you agree, bro?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
Thor.
smash.
Or do you have any arguments?
No, it's Thor.
All right,
It's Thor.
Thor.
Clean sweep.
Ulysses Bentley the fourth or Oluwafemi Oladejo?
These
I
are
did
some
it right that
regal
time.
last names. This is a regal name matchup.
This is the name of like two different kings, bro. Like they were like ancient kings. And they
This
were
is like the diplomacy battle.
King Ulysses versus King Oluwafemi.
Ooh. If
their
you say
royal
it like-
name.
if you say it like
Oladejo.
Oladejo.
King in front,
Oladejo.
I'm gonna go Oluwafemi.
Yeah.
Oladejo.
All right. I tend to always favor the numerals in the name. Shit looks tough on a jersey, man. I mean,
I'm
Walter
not gonna-
Thurman the third with the 3 on there. Shit was tough, but I can understand it.
I'm not gonna lie. A solid metric that's carrying Oladejo is the double name metric is just hard.
Mhm.
Any double letter,
Alliteration.
Any
Yeah,
Alliteration.
double O is
Little
crazy.
alliteration action. All right,
the
let's go.
NFL should allow
I'll
him to
listen
wear
to Schoolhouse Rock. Yeah, let's
the
go.
NFL should allow him to wear 00. I think that'd be cool.
Exactly.
Be tough. They won't let him though.
They won't.
Dang,
No
Walter.
fun.
Miserable.
No fun league, yeah.
All right, Walter Nolan or Tonka Hemingway? It's Tonka.
That next
This is
matchup
sweet.
is hard.
Tonka.
It's
Tonka, yeah,
Tonka.
Tonka.
Well, let's all get Tonka out the way so we can get to this next matchup. This
Ooh.
Power Echoes or Jackson Dart?
I'm still going Jackson Dart.
I'm
Still
going
going
Power
Jackson Dart.
Echo.
I'm going Power
QB
Echoes.
QB tax will not work here. Just because your name, it's a quarterback with a last name Dart, yes. But
it's
linebacker's first name
His name
is Power.
Power. I agree.
exactly.
The quarterback inherited the last name Dart. That's his name. Nobody else.
But it's
gonna-
not even just it's
I'm
not
not
even
even
just the
gonna
last
hold it.
name though.
JP made a damn good point, bro.
Nobody
that
else
is-
is going to be
gonna hold
Power
you.
Echoes.
It's only his name.
If
right? Like
you told me that somebody's name was Power Eccles, I think I hear that power from miles away.
I just know he's gonna stick somebody. I don't. I
Exactly.
haven't watched any film, and I
It
know
sounds
he's
like
gonna smack
it sounds
somebody.
like a bodybuilder name.
Exactly. And again, nobody else on earth is going to be named Power Eccles. There are a whole lot of darts. There's only one Power Eccles.
And I've seen Jackson spelled like this. That's a Southern white
That's
boy.
JSN name.
That is how Jackson spells his name. I think we got to go Power Eccles here.
I agree.
I wish I would have
Sorry,
said that
Jackson.
last round. Rest in peace, Bartholomew, man.
Buddy,
You.
dude. Bartholomew wasn't. When you said Gavin Bartholomew, I was like, really? That's names list? All right.
Yeah, boy. You don't find nobody, man. They don't know about that Bartholomew, man. They don't know.
Listen, my nickname when I was a kid from my uncle was Partholomew, so I think I know a little bit about it.
You
a little
have
bit about the ARTH.
no loyalty.
You're a mercenary. All right. LeJohntay Wester or Jihad Campbell?
Again, tough
Dang.
matchup for LeJohntay.
Yeah, I'm going
Jihad
Jihad.
Campbell's gonna win.
Jihad Campbell is
Campbell.
hard to
Jihad
go
Campbell.
against, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the one. Tough draw again. Zeke Biggers or Melo Dotson?
Ooh,
Dude, this is a really good round. Wow.
This is tough. But you hear the name Zeke Biggers, and that's
At 321 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
Like, Melo could be anybody. Zeke
Yeah.
Biggers,
And I chose Melo last time, but Zeke Biggers for the guy that it is. It's too good. All right,
We
Bayshaw
need-
Tootin or
we-
Rocket Sanders?
I am
Rocket
desperate
Sanders.
to see Rocket
Gotta be
Sanders
Rocket
versus Zeke Biggers. We have to
Rocket.
get it there.
it's got to be Rocket.
It's going to be the biggest body battle on the. All right, boys.
Oh,
Kobe
Oh.
Bryant or Thor
oh
Griffith?
no.
Man,
Oh no.
I think
Thor
I
is
would-
hard to get over, bro.
Thor is really hard
Thor.
to get over.
Yeah,
But Kobe plays like a Kobe, and it's not just.
but
he
we're
didn't
not supposed
sell
to.
it.
We're not supposed to include how it is
It's
on
true,
the field. It got to
true.
be just by name.
But it's also a unique.
I mean, but
name.
they match each
Even though
other.
even though it's Kobe, it's spelled unique. So it's like paying homage to Kobe Bryant, but it's
Mhm.
also creating his own thing by being Kobe with 2 E's and a C starting.
It's also harder to write. You know, you added one more letter. You know, now all of a sudden my life is a lot harder because there's another E.
And there's a C.
And
You
there's a
know,
C. Dude, this is really hard.
This is really hard.
Dang.
It's the hardest decision I made all week.
This is a power matchup right here. Man.
Anything from the chat, people? Anyone in the chat? Any thoughts? This is a tough one, dude. Should I give us a countdown and then just everybody name it?
Yeah.
First one on your mind. All right, I'll count down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Right.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thor.
Kobe.
Oh my God, we're tied, dude. Come on.
We're tied again.
All right, we got a comment. Thor. We got a Thor comment.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
That's
Oh man.
That is
tough,
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 dude.
tough.
That we literally counted down and got right into a tie again. That was unreal. All right.
Oh no.
Goodness.
Oluwafemi Oladejo or Tonka Hemingway?
It pains me to see Oluwafemi go out like this, but with the name Tonka as a defensive tackle,
You can't beat it, dude. I'm sorry.
It's impossible.
Quell, Pierre. Quell specifically. Anything you want to say for Olu?
Damn you, Tonka H. Damn you to hell, Tonka H.
Old man raises fist at sky.
That's exactly what he sounded like when he said that, though, actually.
All right. Oh my God, bro.
This is insane.
The bottom of this bracket has low-key been the strongest. I feel like the last two have always just been the toughest ones. Power Echols or Jihad Campbell? Two backers, two good backer names.
I'm in the
Oh,
same
man.
boat that I was.
Okay,
in
so
last
wait.
time.
If you were a GM and you saw these two names, which one would you
no
take?
no tape included.
No tape, no nothing.
They
Like,
said I'm a GM
I'm a
and you see
GM, or
two
if I'm putting
linebackers.
myself in the room with other GMs.
If you're a
Because-
GM,
If I'm a GM, I probably take the guy named Jihad. But if I'm in a room with other GMs, they're all picking power.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. Smarter
There's
than
no
everybody
shot
else.
Any of the 32 GMs or owners in the league are picking Jihad Campbell without actually knowing who Jihad Campbell is or how he plays.
I'm not gonna hold you.
I'm going Jihad too.
I have a vendetta and a plan to see Powers versus Biggers, and I'm gonna find a way there.
I'm going Jihad. I'm going Jihad Campbell.
All right, Pierre, which one are you going with? Because I went Jihad as well. So either you tie us up or you put us over the edge.
you gotta go
Think about the
Jihad, bro.
matchup. Oh my
You
god.
gotta go Jihad, man.
Over
All right.
a linebacker named Power?
It's tough. Like this.
It's tough.
But Jihad Campbell just sounds like a strong linebacker name.
Yeah.
It's a strong name. It's a strong family name. Zeke Biggers or Rocket Sanders?
Mm.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
One of these names sound like he was trying to get his family out the hood. That's all I'm
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm leaning
For some
on.
reason, when I hear the name Zeke Biggers, the picture of Timmy Jernigan pops into my head.
That's better
No,
than me.
The one with the ski mask next to Doug.
Again, I'm going with the Boss Man D-Lo metric.
Zeke
Zeke Biggers
Biggers.
sounds
Zeke
like a
Biggers.
Boss Man D-Lo lyric. You gotta go with
Sorry,
it.
Rocket. Damn, dude. There have been some good names that have
Some
just
really good names.
lost. All right, final four. All right.
Oh my
Ward
goodness.
Griffith.
This one is
Tonka
fucking.
Hemingway.
Oh my goodness.
Fuck.
Oh my goodness.
Tonka.
I think I'm gonna go Tonka because the full name is so good.
With Hemingway as well. Like, oh, are you related to Ernest? Like, dude, Griffith. It's like it's almost Griffin, like Peter Griffin. I'm going Tonka Hemingway.
All right.
Does it make a difference that Thor's actual first name is Thor and Tonka is a nickname?
Yes,
Oh.
it makes a difference. That makes a difference.
What's his
And
what is his
real name?
actual name?
We
Because
did.
Tonka's actual name is Terrell.
That still go hard though. Terrell
Yeah,
Hemingway.
Terrell Hemingway
Terrell-
still goes
that might
hard.
actually make me
I ain't
pick
gonna
him.
lie.
Terrell
Terrell
Hemingway go
Hemingway?
hard.
Terrell H. Tonka Hemingway. Yeah. I'm taking Tonka.
I think I'm gonna go Tonka.
I
All
was
for
I mean,
Tonka?
I was gonna pick Thor before you said that. Terrell Hemingway was hard. That's hard right there.
Terrell Hemingway. That sounds like somebody who drives a Crown Vic.
That name sounds like they drive an Escalade.
All right.
I'm sorry, fellas. Cinderella dies today.
Yeah, Zeke Biggers. I'm
Going Zeke
going
Biggers,
Zeke.
bro.
It's gotta be Zeke.
Cinderella dies
I'm going with
today.
Zeke. I'm going with Zeke. All right, the moment we have all been waiting for.
Yes.
The championship of the Namealytics tournament. Zeke Biggers, your 7th seed, versus Tonka Hemingway, your 4th seed.
Terrell Tonka Hemingway versus Zeke Biggers.
When you say it like that, it give it some extra. I'm telling you. Terrell
I'm gonna go Zeke.
Hemingway.
I'm gonna go Zeke. The way that it fits in for the position, I think it's too good, man. I think it's too good.
Zeke Biggers just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Zeke Biggers. Tonka Hemingway is great. And I think it's a fun nickname too. It's a fun name, but it's Zeke Biggers.
Doesn't roll off
And
the
then it's
tongue.
like Zeke. The name Zeke, it stands alone too.
Yes.
And it's not spelled like you would expect.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think
Double
I'm-
E.
Is that his
Oh.
actual name, Zeke Biggers?
I think so, yeah.
It didn't look like he had another name when I looked him up. Yeah, Zeke Biggers. That's it.
Oh man, you lost. You lost here. I'm going Zeke Biggers. I'm going Zeke Biggers
All
because
right.
Tonka Hemingway. Your
Ding,
name,
ding,
first
ding.
of all, Tonka is supposed to be built after a dump truck, a massive hole wide. Can you believe this guy's 284 pounds? Tonka
He does not look
Hemingway?
like he's 284. What?
What
Oh,
are we
he's 6'6".
doing?
He is
No, I'm
6'6".
talking about
6'6".
Oh my goodness, he's really
Wait,
bigger.
6'6".
Zeke's Biggers is 6'6".
How many-
21.
320.
320. Good
321.
lord. Yeah, Zeke
Big
Biggers.
as hell.
Again, balling in the trenches. Built like I'm Zeke Biggers. I'm telling you,
Right.
it just sounds cool.
Oh, he's a Florida boy too?
Exactly. Like,
Yeah. I'm in. It's done. It's done. Congratulations, Zeke Biggers. You have the greatest name in the 2025 NFL draft, according to the Philly Blitz.
Yes,
right.
which means that we're gonna, since this was the first time we did this, hopefully we can make this a year.
I was just about to say, we're definitely doing this again. Dude.
Right.
That was so much fun.
We're
like,
gonna have to name it the Zeke Biggers Award now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The first winner. We'll post a little graphic for Zeke Biggers. I'm making work for Pierre and our producing crew right here, just like on the fly. But they're good at that stuff.
The TPB Zeke Biggers Namealytics Championship.
Man, what a pod, dude! This was a lot of fun. Maybe my worst pod in terms of remembering stuff and being accurate. Started it off just 99 Jordan Davis. Like, come on, dude. What are we doing here?
and it's strong though. Strong.
Hey, it was about the Zeke Biggers finish, and that's what we
Exactly.
did. That's what we did. And the next pod is the 100th pod, dude. I mean, what a journey. And like, we appreciate all of you, and you too, JP, man. We didn't have, a ton of followers or anything like that, and you were just willing to just come on and chop it up with us, and we will always appreciate you for that, man. And to all our listeners, I mean, 205 in the stream today. I mean, that's not, the significance of that is not like lost on us. We appreciate all of y'all who take the time out of your day to hang out with us, and we hope you continue to do so to the next 100.
Absolutely. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the Philadelphia Eagles source for me. Y'all are amazing. I always love coming on with you guys.
Family friend of the pod. There we go.
100, man. That's a special number, bro. That is a very, very special number. Like I always tell you guys, Parth and Q, I really appreciate y'all for, all the work y'all put in. Appreciate you, JP. Like Parth said, like from the moment we've, come to you about coming on, like you never go against it. You're always there. So appreciate you. And appreciate everybody who's been on this journey with us to 100 more episodes.
Yeah, man, 100 more episodes. Kind of like the guys have stated, man. You're awesome, JP, dog. I don't know. It ain't really many words we can use to explain you. That you exactly the epitome of the vibe that we try to create when we do these kind of episodes. Right. Just barbershop talk, man. You in there in the room with your friends talking about ball. I remember you and I had a conversation a while back, just talking. I believe it was the first time I had you on for Boomer Bus, and you were saying how you, Kevin, and a couple of your other friends, y'all just talked ball, and they were telling you were really good at this, and you should just get into it, man. And what it's turned into for you, it's been awesome to see, man. So keep up your great work and appreciate everything that you've done for us. As for you two guys, man, it's been an honor and a privilege to work next to you guys. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. Y'all bring the heat every single time. Even if we are lacking one of the other, the energy is always made up for within each other, man. I enjoy doing this with you fellas, man, and I look forward to doing this for a long time. I just want the people to know that the draft stream will not be episode 100. The draft stream is its own stream, and we will give you guys something special for episode 100.
Absolutely, and the draft stream is going to be nuts as usual. If you want to see Quell and I argue,
as usual.
Tap into the live stream, man. We got to pass 4 hours somehow. So usually yelling at each other while Pierre sits there quietly is the best way to go about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking for next Thursday. I'm thinking this is preliminary, so do not hold me to this.
This is the draft, Pierre. Nothing happens next Thursday, but us streaming for 4 hours.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like we'll be live preliminarily at 7:45. I'm thinking.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Wait, what time does the draft start?
8 o'clock. Well, it's supposed to be 8 o'clock, but Roger could
probably like
come on. Yeah.
Can I convince you guys at least 7:30? We can have like a 30-minute pre-draft show.
I'm for it. I'm for it.
Something build up the. I'm gonna be excited, man.
I'm off work
that day. Hey, I'm with it. I'm off work that day. I'm gonna start my day off with some tequila and draft day, like I do every draft day. Oh, I got a young son. I can't wait to wife him. He gonna sit beside me like, you see that? You see that right there?
That's Roger Goodell. We hate him.
They were never gonna draft a quarterback right there.
All right. Well, we'll let everybody know about the stream next week. Like we said, it'll be the draft pod 100 coming soon. I can't name numbers anymore, dude. It kind of sucks. That was like the way I introduced it. I was like, all right, who's going to be the numbers? So uncharted territory.
You could just restart. Hey,
yeah, that feels like cheating. It feels like cheating.
Episode 101.
I have to find another person who wore the number. It can't be the famous person. Maybe that's the way to do it.
Jalen Hurts +1.
Didn't Cody Parkey wear one? Yeah. So the Cody Parkey
+1, and then the David Akers +1.
What number was Caleb Sturgis? 8.
He was 6. Okay.
Was he 8?
He was a dick. He was a dick, dude. I was on the sideline for a preseason game, and I'm like 14, maybe like freshman in high school. I'm like, y'all know me, biggest Gator fan on the planet. Now, who the hell else is gonna know who the kicker is? First off, bro, you're the damn kicker. And I'm like, bro, like, such
This
a big
hurt him to
fan.
the core.
Known you since Florida. He's like, cool, man. And then he turned away, and I'm like, all right, asshole. Like, you're a kicker, bro. You're in the NFL, and you're literally shorter than me, dude. Don't turn away from me like that. Like, get the
He
hell
said,
out of here.
"Have some pride. I'm a child."
I was like 14, bro. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I was just excited. Like, my bad. But
Like, excuse me.
he got cut the next year, and I laughed about it. So I never forget. I'm a hater, man. First and foremost, hater first. Anyways, we keep getting off the rails. We appreciate y'all. This is a really fun pod, like I said. And we'll post it to all the streaming platforms that you listen from. Make sure to listen, review, subscribe, 5 stars. Y'all know the drill. Pick up everybody else's phone. I don't need to go through all of it, but we appreciate y'all's
Ain't
support.
giving out no more dollars.
Yeah, no more dollars unless y'all unless we hit, maybe we hit 100,000, and I'll give you guys all $100,000 or something like that. Like once the Twitter money starts coming in, but that's all for the future. Appreciate y'all, man. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Birds.
We gotta go Birds.